Hello, and welcome to Shamrock Talk, the internet's number one mother-son Celtics podcast. I'm your host, Jake Olin, here once again with my mother, Karen Olin,
Hello.
and joined once again, making his 2026 debut, my cousin, Connor Surro, live from enemy territory, Pasadena, California.
Yep,
Um, Him and
glad to be
Cody
back.
are spies behind the enemy lines over there on the West Coast, our West Coast contingent. Um, but since our last episode, the Celtics are now 3-1. I should say we're recording this the afternoon of March 29th. We just watched the Celtics handily beat the Hornets. So live right after the game. But since we last spoke, the Celtics are 3-1, 40, 50 and 24 now overall. First in the Atlantic Division, second in the East, fourth in the NBA. None of those numbers have changed from last week. Um, but I'll leave it to you, Mom. Since we last spoke, you got 4 games. Where do you want to start? You have Timberwolves, OKC, Atlanta, and then this Hornets one.
Um, well, Timberwolves, I guess. That was embarrassing,
Yeah.
to say the least. And then a couple days later, the big win over the Thunder, where everybody was predicting, not everybody, but a group of people had now predicted that the Celtics would be NBA champions based on that one game, forgetting 2 nights before that we were embarrassed by a depleted Timberwolves team. So I found that kind of amusing. Um, but yeah, I think we came out, I think the Timberwolves game, the intensity was lacking. I think we just strolled on the court like we were going to roll right by them. I'm not sure what happened in that game. That was extremely embarrassing. And then, came out with the intensity that we needed for the Thunder game. So that was super fun. But yeah, no, there's the last 4 games, other than the Timberwolves, I think they're where they need to be pretty much, right? I mean, they're playing the way that they should.
Yeah. And the Timberwolves game was classic Celtics. Just laying off before the big game. Anthony Edwards out. Take your foot
Yeah.
off the gas. They're looking at OKC next game and just,
Yeah.
drop the
Yeah.
stupid
The
one. And
intensity was
again,
just
I'd rather have
not.
that loss than lose to like OKC in the
Yeah.
games where you're actually trying.
Yeah. Um, yeah. Connor, what do you think?
Wasn't there a report like there was like an issue with the plane before that Minnesota game and they were like on the tarmac for like 5 hours? I thought I heard something like that, which maybe would explain why they looked so out of it that game. But
Could be. I should
I
ask
yeah.
Claudia.
You're
Claudia
right.
sees him
They did
flies
sit on the
in, fly
plane.
in and out
Yes.
of work in Bedford all the time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, I
so
think I mean pretty good stretch. Like I always feel like they like when it's a team like when the beat up Minnesota Timberwolves, like we underestimate them, then some random guy just goes off. Like those games scare me more than like playing
Yeah.
OKC sometimes. But yeah, I think the Thunder was the real test because we played them a little while ago without Tatum and Derek White, and it was a close game. I think we should have won that game, but it was close. And then we came back and won that one. Probably I don't think they've lost by that much. The Thunder, I don't think they've lost by that much all year, or at least not very often. So that was a really impressive win because Tatum's still not like 100% of what he was, but he's looking better than I thought at this point.
Agreed. Yeah.
yeah.
What about you, Jake? What'd you think?
I think when you're at this point in the season, and you kind of, we're figuring out who the teams are. We kind of know at this point who the teams are that are really going to have a chance and really have a chance to make runs here. And I think one the Celtics are kind of the most surprising in that group, but kind of what you're getting from the guys you've had. And I think the interesting thing to me now is the continued rotation of the bench guys. We see Jordan Walsh is here. He's back. He's playing again after a hiatus. And it seems like Ugo and some of those other guys are kind of getting put to the side at the same time, which was a complete flip flop from just like, the beginning of this stretch where, it seemed like Ugo and Baylor and some of those guys were getting more time and Walsh was kind of on the outs. And so as we get close to the playoffs here, it's like, who is going to be in that rotation? I don't really. And Vooch, is he coming back? How much time do we really have to get him integrated? Do you really want to risk that? So I think the interesting thing in these games has been, who's getting minutes in And then Ron Harper is like really good anytime he plays. I'm like, should this guy be playing more?
Yeah. He was good today in the minutes
That's what
before
I mean.
he hurt
Anytime he
himself.
plays, I'm
I
like, oh
thought he
my
played
gosh.
very well. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I agree. It was funny
Yeah,
because Scal was talking during the game and he said the exact same thing you did. He's like, I know Missoula, I know Coach Missoula has a method to the madness, but he's like, I can't figure out this rotation at all.
yeah.
He's like, I don't know why
All
certain
right.
people do
So
or don't play.
the question for both of you I have right now is if you had to bet right now, who's going to play more playoff minutes? Would you bet Vucevic or Garza?
that's a good question because I've actually liked Garza because I thought
Yeah, I agree. I think he's been good. That's what I
his
mean. Are you really going to risk with how many games are there left? Uh,
wasn't it
10?
8 or something?
Yeah,
Not even
8. You're
10
going to
yet.
put Vooch in and be like, we're rolling that into the playoffs. You don't even know when he's
Yeah.
coming back. So I think I would go Garza for sure.
Yeah, the
I think
only
it
thing
depends
I
on who we play, right?
A little, but yeah.
So if you're playing the Sixers and you've got big guys, Embiid or whoever, then you're probably going to have a bigger rotation of your three guys, right?
Yeah. Then you'd want both of them anyway.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, the thing about Kata is he can't play a lot of minutes. He gets in foul trouble. So there could be
Yeah.
a role for 2 centers, like, or 3 centers total, depending. Yeah, like if it's a big matchup, we want 3 big guys. But
Yeah.
I also realized Vucevic isn't as tall as I thought he was. I mean, he plays big, but he's not. I thought he was like almost 7 feet. I don't think he's even 6'11", but he's a good rebounder. He's just not great at defense. And I feel like Garza kind of does similar things and he tries harder. So it's hard to say
Yeah.
we put in Vucevic if he doesn't have time to really warm up. How many games did he even play with us? Like
Yeah.
6? Not
A
very many.
handful. Yeah. And it's not like I've said this a couple times in the pod, but it's not like it like clicked immediately when he was in the game. It was definitely kind of still a feeling out process, even when he was playing. So to put him in at
Yeah.
this point seems, I don't know, crazy to me.
He had one very good game and the rest have
Yeah.
just been like okay. It's like
Yeah.
nothing impressive, but we also don't need him. I think like Kate is our starting center.
For sure.
We don't need him to be a
Yeah.
starting center, but it's a tough call because I mean, he has the experience, but he hasn't really won anything. So it might just be who's hotter at the time.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
think it's good
But
to
how
have
can he get
somebody with
on? There's 8 games
experience.
left.
I think
Exactly.
it's good to have somebody with experience because remember, this is pretty much Kata's first year playing a lot going into the playoffs, so it's I think it's good to have the experience anyway. So I'm kind of glad we have him, you know,
Just in case, but
on the
Yeah.
bench if we need him. It's just a nice piece to have if we need him. That's all.
Yeah, and there could be a matchup where Kata just doesn't work because I've loved him this year, but he is a little bit limited with I mean, he can't switch as well as some of those other centers we used to have, like Horford and
yeah.
even
Yeah.
Porzingis. I felt like was pretty good at that for his size. But I've been really impressed with Kata. I think him and Brown elevating to that next level is the reason we're so good because
Yeah.
those two have just been like consistently like. I mean, Kata's like he's not scoring 20 points a game, but he's just so consistent on the boards.
Hmm.
Good energy and quickness.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been excellent. He's yeah, surpassed my expectations for
Yeah, we
sure.
lost our
Kind of
starting
high
three
on him a few
centers.
times last year. Just his energy and jumping, like
Hmm.
obviously he didn't have the experience, but you could just tell the difference when he came in a couple times. You watched him, even limited minutes compared to Horford's energy and just the older guy's energy. And he would come in and just a little quicker, a little, so you're right. I think he's improved exponentially to me.
Yeah, it's funny that Horford left to go to the Warriors because he thought they were the better chance to win, and
Yeah.
that backfired. But I think it
He's
I
was,
know.
crying
You
now.
have
Yeah.
to wonder, yeah, you got to wonder how, like, what his role would be if he was still with us. Because, is he just too old and not, or would he just, would it look just like it did last year? I don't know. It'd be interesting thought experiment.
yeah, he might have just been like doing what Garza's doing because I'm glad he got out of the way for Kata to really emerge as
Yeah.
the starting center. So maybe it would
Mhm.
have like hindered Kata if we had L. So it might have worked out for the best.
I was just going to see
Yeah.
because I know he's been out quite a few games. Um,
Yeah,
so
I'm really just interested to see what the playoff uh kind of rotation is going to look like. So you have your starters with Tatum back, and you have Pritchard sixth off the bench. And then, like we just said, you're gonna have uh some other kind of big man rotation, whether that's Garza, Vucevic. One of those guys is gonna be playing in the playoffs because we don't have any other center. And then so that combination puts you at 7-8. And then there's maybe room like for one got more guy, eight. I mean, historically, Missoula has played like eight guys in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So
that's
there's
yeah.
and there's so many play. There's Shireman. You have Gonzalez. Who am I? Oh, Jordan Walsh. Like it's probably one of those three guys who's. But the other two, I feel, and it could be a game by game basis, but um, there's really only one spot for a few guys, and based on kind of how the season's going, I have no idea who that's going to be.
Yeah,
Well, I
I'd say
think,
if yeah, go ahead.
go ahead. You,
Okay. I was just gonna say, I think it seems like Shireman's the one that was getting the most attention before Tatum came back. So that's why
Hmm.
I would say he might have won it because I just think his energy, his shot's still inconsistent, but his energy has been like he's a really good rebounder for his size, I've noticed, and he's like always like in the mix to try to keep a ball alive. I just feel like Walsh, like he does kind of the same thing, but he's a little less polished that offensively. So I'd say between Shireman and Hugo, I'd pick between one of those two.
I think it's going to really depend on our shooting, right? Because if the starting five are shooting well, if the Jays are shooting well, if the offense is going really well, then it's not quite as important because I think our starting five does not have the defensive energy that the bench has. When the bench comes in, there's just a different level of hustle. And I mean, those guys work so hard. And so I think that if we have a good shooting night, you won't see them as much, right? Because we don't need that pressure. And so I think it's going to really depend on how our offense for our starting five goes, how much you see the bench coming in. And, how many times have we said this year, you know, we need the energy from the bench. Okay, we need some energy from the bench. Who's going to come in sub, because we've had a slow start. We've had that first quarter where they got away from us a little bit. I mean, we've had several of those, games. So I do think it's going to depend on how each game starts, how much you're going to see, you know, that bench group come in because we need the energy. We need, steals and tougher defense because that is just not, especially in the beginning of the game, it is not the Jays and it is not D White. They just don't put that kind of pressure. They're much more about the offense than they are the defense. So I do think if they're shooting well, then you're just not going to need that as much.
All right, well, let's get to tonight. What we just saw. Um, Celtics beat the Hornets 114-99. Was this Tatum's best game so far?
I think so.
I mean,
Yeah, I think just based, I'd say the one criticism I've had so far since he's come back has just been his efficiency shooting the ball. And I think today was his first game where it's like really efficient shooting, tough shots, driving to the hoop, dunking. He just looked like you wouldn't even have known anything was wrong. And I think he's been better than I could have hoped for. But I think the shooting you could tell is a little bit off. But today, I think this was his best game. And we needed it to be because Jaylen Brown and Derek White were both out. So I think it was.
Yeah, I think he was very, very good today. And there are moments still where I'm like, okay, you just missed that one badly. Let's not come down and shoot another three, which you always, which is always there. But yeah, today I thought he was really, really good. And they were super smart, double teaming him when they did. They shut him down, and thank goodness he passed. And Shireman hit that shot, and slowly he kind of. But they're smart. I mean, and that's what's going to happen. He or Jaylen Brown are going to be double teamed. That's what people are going to do, and so they need to be ready and pass out of it quickly. And I think he does a phenomenal job this year so far not getting trapped. I think he's done a great job. So yeah, I'm excited. I thought it was excellent tonight. And his rebounding has been excellent. That is the one consistent, I think, piece that, tonight you saw the little bit of a head case when he wasn't getting the foul calls that he wanted and twice getting back at the game's getting closer and he's down there yelling at the ref and not getting back on defense. So that's annoying at times to me. I'm like, oh, come on, it's too early for that to start. Like, get down there. But yeah, I thought it was excellent tonight.
Yeah, and so and just I'm looking at the box score now just to kind of harp on what I've been saying about these rotations. So Walsh gets the start tonight, plays 34 minutes. Next most is Shireman at 28.
It's
Ron
weird.
Harper at 14, 13 for Garza, 13 for Ugo, and a few couple minutes at the end for the empty the bench guys. Um, but just a far cry from even let's go to like 2 games ago, OKC, or let's look at the Timberwolves. Um, Jordan Walsh gets a DNP. He played 34 minutes tonight. Um, Shireman about the same, 28, 29 in this one. Garza about the same there. So it's really that's the change, I guess, was the Walsh minutes. The rest of the guys getting a little more consistent, but um, just something to watch that those guys keep changing. And I have no idea who is going to be in the rotation in the playoffs when it comes to those guys. I could see any of those guys playing significant extended periods of time in any series. Um, I don't really know what that decision's going to be.
I like Shireman overall, though. I think he's so smart. I
Yeah,
think
I
the way
agree.
that he plays, and he looks probably the least natural as far as a basketball player. Like
I
his
agree with that as well.
shooting, his like, he's just not. He doesn't move
Yeah.
naturally. He moves like a football player. He does. He really does. But he is just smart. He knows where to be. He reminds me of Pritchard in that way. He just knows where the ball's coming off for rebounding. How many times did you see his hand in there whacking the ball to somebody else during a rebound, even if he didn't get it? He just kind of makes those sort of smart plays on the side. And defensively, I think he does a great job keeping his body. He takes those hits, defensively. I think he's going to get a lot of playing time. That's but I thought Walsh was going to get a lot of playing time before. And then I thought Hugo was going to get, everybody's sort of been rotating around. But I also thought Ron Harper Jr. was excellent tonight when he came in. He twisted his ankle and had to, leave, but I thought his minutes were very good, 3 for 3 shooting, and he was just his defense was good, his rebound. I thought he was really good, um, which is nice. How many people do we have that we can have come in and contribute coming off
Yeah,
the
I know. I've been seeing
almost?
the with some of the expansion talk though, because they'll have the expansion draft. And so you can only save, I think, is 8 players. And so who would be your 8 that you'd save
Yeah,
um if you had to?
the
Yeah, I
eight
mean,
now.
Well, so if they were expanded to 2 more teams, which sounds like they're going to in Seattle and Vegas,
Yeah,
they
mhm.
would get to pick from the remainder players. So each team saves 8 players,
yeah.
and then they could pick any of the other players that don't get saved by the teams.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah,
and so that might be a decision we have to make, and so it's an interesting thought because I mean you'd have to look at it like, okay, are you really going to save Shireman over Ugo? If Ugo's 19, Shireman's I think 25. He's old. He was old for the draft, so he's a
yeah.
full 6 years younger.
I'm gonna miss that mullet.
No, it'll probably be at least a year or two, I think, until that happens. But
Yeah.
Yeah, at least two, I'd say.
yeah,
And again, also, I mean, everybody, if you look at, you're not basing maybe Hugo is going to get better, and be somewhat of a star, but none of those guys are gonna, I mean, Shireman's not starting for any great team. I
no,
don't see that anyway, going somewhere else. And I think we have kind of developed them into the type of the player we want. Are
mhm.
they going to go to another team that's starting out and be a superstar? I'm skeptical. I mean, I think Shireman's a role player, right? Doesn't seem to me anyway. I think Hugo's the only one coming off the bench that potentially has, he could be a superstar. Who knows? He's so young and has so much room for growth at this point. He could be somebody that's, um, really good. But again, Jordan Walsh, role player, I think, anyway.
Yeah, agreed. Just
Yeah,
interesting to
yeah.
think about. So coming up back to back tomorrow at Atlanta, and then they're at Miami Wednesday, at Milwaukee Friday. We're coming down here. So let's see how many games total is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, there are 8. So there's 8 total games left.
Yeah.
We'll see New York once,
It's
April
not an
ninth
easy
in
run,
New
and we're
York.
fighting for second place. So, this isn't
Yeah,
coasting by
it
any
is coming
means.
down to the wire.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, well, in the bigger picture, who do we really fear the most? Do you fear the Knicks now more than you would Detroit without Kate Cunningham, or with a at least a question mark there?
Yes. Knicks. Knicks is my top fear, I think, in the East. I think the way they played us last game, they looked really good. I think they have started to figure things out a little bit and how they played us. I think they're tough for us. I mean, and that could be because they beat us last year. Maybe I feel that way. Or,
Yep.
I don't know. But yeah, I think right now with no Cade Cunningham or a limited Cade, because even he comes back, right? I mean,
It's
no guarantee he's coming back. It's going to be strange.
yep,
This
for
isn't an
sure.
injury that you just come back and are comfortable the way, I don't know. It's just a weird. So yeah, I think Knicks for me.
Yeah, I'd agree too, because I think Detroit's still in that situation where like they're gonna have a great regular season, but they're pretty young still, and they haven't had that deep playoff run. And I mean, the Knicks have kind of choked in the playoffs, but like Brenson's been there before. You know, he's gonna have like 40-point games every other game, and like if Cade Cunningham's not 100%, I don't think he's that dangerous. And I don't know. There's not really another guy on the Pistons. Like Jalen Duren's good, but there's not another guy on the Pistons I'm worried about like taking over the game. The Knicks just have like Bridges, Cat, like they're just a good team, and like they're good bench. They're deep. I think they're probably the biggest threat, but I'm not counting out the Pistons. If I mean we
Yeah.
probably wouldn't see them till late in the playoffs. Cade Cunningham's probably healthy by then, so it's between those two. But I don't know. I think the Knicks have just given us more trouble before.
And then just going down a step, would you rather see Detroit or Cleveland?
Cleveland.
Yeah, I think we've handled Cleveland pretty well, I
Yeah,
have to
Yeah.
say.
I mean,
For
again,
some
the
reason,
new
we
look,
matched.
James Harden, surge, they definitely kind of a second half of the season surge for them, but I
Yeah.
think
For
that's
some
still
reason, we handle them. I don't feel as fearful of the Cavs as I do. There's no team really. I'm glad we played the Hornets well because I was a little nervous, I have to say. They've been playing well and they're fast. They're the type of team. They were like the Magic for us when we played the Magic, not knowing where the scoring's coming from all the time and just kind of that new fast. When they move the ball, they move it well. But yeah, I think what we do a great job for the most part playing teams with superstars, stars that are established in how they play and who's going to be the scorer. We go in with a little bit, I don't know, more knowledge and we do better. It's those teams where you don't know where the kind of like the Timberwolves that night where no Anthony Edwards and Bones Highland is the high scorer for the game. We are not, you're not prepared for that. It's like um, yeah.
that's why we can never handle the Heat.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
just gonna say that the Gabe
Yes.
Vincent, Caleb,
I know,
Caleb Martin years, I
I
hated that
know.
team.
Yes. And
Just
and
our
again,
luck.
again, Caleb Martin has done very little since that whole run.
Yeah,
He
he
went,
Yeah.
peaked
got
when
paid.
he
Yeah,
We'll find
he
our
get
we'll find the Heat in the playoffs somehow, and like
yeah,
Nikola Jovic will have like 35 points or
yeah,
something.
yeah.
Oh
Like,
turned
boy.
into Nikola Jokic.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
But he does run a great team. I mean, he's a great
I
coach,
know.
great program, and they do run a great team. Even
Seems
when they see,
unlikely. Let me see that we'd see them now. I guess as of now, it seems like if we'd stayed in second, uh, it would either be. I guess no, because we could play the Heat. Because if they, there's still 8 games left, and if everyone's pretty close, so it's hard to, that 6 through 10 group is pretty clumped in there. So
yeah,
we know the teams now. I'm looking at the box score right now. There's
yes,
10 top teams. Everyone else, the Bucks are eliminated. We know all the teams that are eliminated. But how that group will finish is tight as of now with eight ish games for all these teams remaining.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you never know. That's kind of the weird part about being the 2 seed is not knowing who you're going to play. They're kind of that close. A lot of the other seeds, so I'll have a much better idea of who their first round matchup's going to be.
Yep. I don't know.
What team would you most like to play out of that group? We know the 10 teams now: Hornets, Heat, Magic, 76ers, Hawks, Raptors, Cavs, Knicks, Pistons.
Maybe the Hawks. I just feel like they're a team that
Oh,
just like is perpetually in the like bottom of the league,
yeah,
but never gonna win a series.
just beat them without Jalen.
Even though the Sixers are beat up, like I just couldn't stand losing to them if that's even a possibility. And they still have Embiid, like Maxi's playing well. Like they could just
So
get
is Paul
randomly
George
hot.
back?
I don't think so, right? He hasn't played yet.
Has he not played? I don't even know.
Let me see.
I don't think so, but I don't know if they even want
Paul
him back
George
at
is
this point.
back.
Oh, he
He's
is
Oh,
back.
he
back.
Yeah.
is.
And so they
That
beat the
that's
Hornets
still that does not put
last
Phoenix.
night
I'd have
by
to say
4
yes.
points. Paul George had 26 points. Joel Embiid had 29 points, and
Oh,
Tyrese had 26. So
more than I
yeah,
thought.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather play the Hawks than that for sure.
yeah.
But
So I do think
Yeah.
they're kind of coming together recently. I've heard some good things about them, and they always have Edgecombe, who has been playing.
Yeah, he's good.
killed
Yeah,
us
yeah,
opening night.
Yeah,
yeah.
that was a rough game.
Yes, yes.
I'd also take the Hornets. I feel like they're a team that can get hot, but I don't think they have the defense. They don't really have that
Agreed.
guy that's going to be
Yeah,
consistent every night. LaMelo is so inconsistent, and I just don't think their attitude is a team that's going to make it far in the playoffs.
I would agree that they would definitely be high on my list as well. Never want to play the Heat. Magic, we would handle the Magic too. I wouldn't be too worried about
Yeah,
Isn't
that.
um
Even the
France
Raptors,
out?
I wouldn't be
I mean, the Raptors
handling.
beat the Magic the other night, 87 to 139,
Oh my goodness.
with Desmond Baines, Jalen Suggs, and Bankero. So Franz is the only one I think that's out at this point.
I know we're gonna have to do our prediction review pod in 8 games
Yep.
when this regular season's over, and then we're both gonna have to atone for our sins on believing
There
in the
are a
Magic.
few very wrong calls, but I had the
Yes,
Celtics as first
yes.
in the East. I was
That
pretty,
is true. You're way better than I did. I think I had them like eight.
pretty good.
well, where'd you put the Magic in your pre-ranking?
I thought
They
they were
might
going to
have
be
been
good.
one.
I did too. I'm kind of surprised I mean, they've had some
I thought they
injuries,
were going
but
to be good.
I thought
I
they'd
mean, if
be
we're gonna do this
third.
now, I had Cavs one, I had Magic two, I had Bucks three. Oh
Well,
God.
that was kind of injury, but they wouldn't have been good
Yikes.
anyway. But
Yeah, I know. Uh, oof.
Going to be interesting in their off season to see what happens, right?
Yeah.
I
Do they?
assume Giannis is gonna be traded, but it's just hard to trade a contract like that, and he's
Yeah.
getting
Yeah.
older.
hmm the problem I see with that, the whole Giannis thing is any team that's trading for Giannis would have to trade too much to get Giannis to then be in contention. And then you're
Right.
in the same position the Bucks are, where you have Giannis but no one else, and you can't get. So it's so hard to, if the Bucks want any return, that to get a trade going, because teams just aren't willing to sacrifice all their pieces to get Giannis
Yeah.
at his
Like
age and with his contract and the new CBA that doesn't let you sign anyone for some reason.
right. Once the Celtics got good, they had to install that rule. Like you can only have two big contracts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'd say the only team that really has the assets is probably the Thunder, and like there's no way they're gonna do it.
And why would they do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why would they mess up their
I would
team
think,
now?
I mean, I don't know what Doc Rivers' contract is, but
Oh,
I would
he's
think
got to
they'd
be gone,
almost
right?
go, what?
Doc has got to be gone.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I would get rid of him, get a new coach, and then
Yes.
start building some young athletic players around him. Start playing around and
Well,
stop.
they kind of killed themselves with that how they handled the Lillard situation because they're still going to be paying him technically. That's such a bad
Yeah,
contract.
that is rough. And they gave up all their draft capital and assets to get him.
I
So,
think I would get
Yeah.
a coach, an assistant coach from the Heat, right? Make him the head coach and start pulling that mentality of,
I
churning
just think
nobody
Giannis
players.
Giannis seems like he's wants out of there. It's just hard to win when you have a star player that's not locked in. And I don't know. I think they have to move him if they can.
Maybe he and
that's gonna
Ja
again.
Morant can make a
It can really
trade.
come a jobber head swap. I'm sure the Grizzlies would eagerly do that, but
Yes.
Yeah, I almost forgot about him.
Oh yeah. He's in that boat too, trying to get out of there, but nobody wants him. Yeah. It's a tough.
well, his stock is way worse than Giannis's. I mean,
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, Giannis, the only fault he has is the injuries. Because I mean, when he's playing, he's still a top
yeah, and it's not like
10 for
he's
sure.
super injury prone. I think he's missed more time this year than in past years.
Yeah.
It's just the way he plays. Because I was listening to
Yeah.
Bill Simmons, and it's like you can't think of him as Tom Brady when he was in his 30s. You have to think of him as Gronk when he's in his 30s because he just
Yeah.
plays so
Or
aggressively.
Shaq. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
exactly.
not
It's
going to
like
age well.
Yeah.
correct.
He doesn't shoot. I mean, he can, but
Yes.
that's not his skill.
He's just got to get to the point where he's not carrying a team right now, right? He can't be the only guy. He's got to have people around him. He's just too old. And that's why he's getting injured, is because he has to carry the team.
Yeah, it's just hard. Like you said, with the contract changes, you can't really have like 3 all-stars anymore. And he's just making so much that it's like he's going to be your highest paid player.
Yeah.
And I don't see a team that wants to sign up for that.
Maybe the Wizards.
Trey
I don't know
Young,
what they're
Giannis,
thinking. Yeah. Yeah.
get
We'll
Davis
take
in
all
there.
your old, we'll take all
Yeah.
your old has-beens, no problem. What's
See
going
who-
on?
See who
I
can
think they
survive the
secretly
season.
pay them behind. Everybody pays the Wizards some bonuses for taking the has-been contract. It's weird. It's really
It
weird.
is.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see the Anthony Davis, Trey Young pick and roll next year.
Yeah. Like what? Yeah.
They might have a good week or two before they both get hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
And it's
Yeah, very
back
strange.
to the Jordan Poole show.
But they make those trades. Like, do they never want to win? We don't care about championships or being in the like seriously. What is the thought process with getting these players?
They're
I don't
probably
get it.
thinking like they're getting something like I don't know what the pick haul was, but like they're getting something to take on these bad contracts because they know like they're not going to win in 5 years no matter
Yeah.
what. But it's going to be a rough few years for them.
They actually haven't given up too much for these guys. It's more just paying out the remainder of the contracts. So
I
Yeah,
don't get it.
yeah,
Very strange.
it's interesting, but we'll see. They're gonna have another top pick this year. Could be
Yeah.
AJ DeBansa
Yeah.
mixed in with these guys as well, or one of those top 3 guys. You guys been watching any college, any of the March Madness?
No, but I heard the UConn
I
game.
went
yeah, that's
0
crazy.
for 8 in the Elite Eight this year. I got 0 Elite Eight teams correct. My bracket was so bad. It's impossible to be as bad as my bracket was. It was so bad. ESPN.com put an ice cube next to my name on the thing. I scored like 400 something total points in this bracket pool. It was so bad.
What
I don't think I've
percentile?
ever
What
done this
percentile
bad.
is it?
Let's see right now what percentile my bracket is.
Mine's not very good either. I've like stopped.
But here's
keeping
my
up
other
with it.
thing is I hear all these people going about with their multiple brackets. You get one bracket. I don't need to hear about your 4th bracket. You got the Final Four right on your 4th try. What? Come on.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, exactly. Why not just do 100 tries?
yeah, exactly.
One of your 100
exactly.
is
I
going to
used
be
AI
good.
and I created a million brackets. So I got one of them correct.
One of them.
I am in the 9th percentile.
Oof. Yeah,
9.4%.
not great.
I did not do
of
one, knowing full well I would
the
not do one.
worst possible outcomes, really.
So UConn was the big game today, right? UConn men's.
Yeah, unbelievable
I
finish.
guess they
Yeah,
came
that was
back.
crazy.
And the only reason we're paying attention is because we bought a bet at Jordan's. So if the UConn girls and men's team, yes, and we paid a lot of money for this bet. So
Wow, and they could.
if
Oh, is that the? That's
So
the
Yeah,
deal
so
this
if the
year.
both
we're
for the
all
men
in
and
with
the women
UConn
win.
right now. We're all in with UConn.
That
And
is
they're both,
hilarious. And the
they're
women are
both in
really
the
good
Final
too.
Four. They have one
crushed
more game to
yesterday.
win, and we
Yeah.
have a free bet.
Wow,
So it's very exciting.
Yeah, that is crazy.
better odds than when they used to do that sign on the. You had to hit the ball on their sign in the outfield with the
Yeah.
Red Sox.
Yeah.
Well, they used to originally it was if the Red Sox won the World Series.
Which they did once. They had to give away all the
Yeah.
I
free
think they did
hamburgers.
twice, and then after
Or
that, they
twice.
were like, "Screw this, we're
Yeah,
not doing this anymore."
it's too
But
likely.
right now,
Yeah, they
somebody has
mooched off
to
the
be
86 years for
going
too
crazy,
long.
right? Whoever put this deal together, someone's going
Yeah.
crazy, right? Whatever
Well, it's
insurance
got to be.
company's got to
I'm sure they
cover
have
this.
insurance against it. Would be my
Yes, yeah,
guess,
that's what
but
Dad
Yeah,
said. Yeah.
they
But
wouldn't keep
can you
doing it.
imagine the
yeah,
chances of two teams from the same school making it into the finals and it is can happen
I
now?
mean,
Like
UConn
they're
Yeah.
would have
both in the
won.
finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean the final four. So yeah.
Have you seen the shot, Mom?
No, no.
Oh man, you
Yeah.
gotta watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
He
was
hit the
awesome.
steal and buzzer beater. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, it
Everyone
was
was
deep.
texting me. Everyone was texting me.
But yes, my bracket ninth percentile, 420 points.
What are you in, Connor? What's your percentile?
Let's see. Was it 20? Let me check it now. It wasn't like the 20 something percentile. I might have gone down. Let's see. I actually won. We do a football pool with a bunch of people, or basketball pool with a bunch of people. I won it 2 years ago, so still riding that high.
Yeah.
25 percentile, so better than Jake.
Yeah, you can all rest your head that it's impossible to do worse. There's literally they put an ice cube next to my bracket, still there.
It's freezing cold.
That's how bad it did this year.
So funny. So funny. Yeah, so everybody root for UConn.
Yeah, wow. Free bed.
Free bed for mattress and bed. Like this is a good purchase. So
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah.
nice.
we'd be pretty happy.
Well, we'll report back next episode with how UConn did, and we can see.
Did I get the free Jordan's
Did we
bed?
get the free bed?
Furniture
That'll be
watch.
big news next time. I'll either be really sad or
Well, you can find out by following us on all the platforms at Shamrock Talk on Instagram, Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter. Speaking of that, I'm trying to get Shamrock Talk on Twitter. It's just an inactive account. How like it's been like 15 years. This guy hasn't tweeted once. He stole at Shamrock Talk on Twitter. How can I contact Twitter and get them to give me this stupid name? Because come on, this guy
Try to-
doesn't even check his account.
Tweeted Elon.
Yeah,
oh,
exactly.
somebody has Shamrock Talk.
Yeah, but they haven't used it in like 15 years.
Uh,
And so it just sits there dormant, and I just shake my fist at it like twice a year whenever I check. And
Can you just do underscore?
yeah, but it just doesn't look as nice. I have Shamrock
Yeah.
Talk Pod on Twitter. We're Shamrock Talk Pod on Twitter. We have it on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all the places you'd normally find us. And we'll see about the free bed. You won't see about my bracket because I have no teams left. We have bottomed out in the ninth percentile. And that's all I got. Connor, any closing any plugs, anything you got to say before we log off and end this episode?
Yeah, nothing to plug, but yeah, excited about the season. And I think we're probably, if I had to put money on it, I think we're the team that's probably most likely to come out of the East if we stay healthy. So looking forward to
Agreed.
the playoffs and don't want to
Would've
jinx
thought.
them, but yeah,
I-
I'm happy with it. And
I'm thinking next week Brett will be home, so we'll get Brett on and we can atone for our sins of me and Brett doing a should we tank cast at the
Tanking.
beginning of the season.
I
you
was
gotta-
out of town. I wasn't part of the
That's
podcast,
true.
and they had a tank podcast, and I was like,
Yeah.
We were 0-3 to start the year. What
they
do you
are
want me to
not
say?
tanking. Missoula is not, and Brad Stewart, they just don't have it in them.
No, they
Yeah.
don't.
I was
It's been
never on the
great.
tanking. The East is too bad to tank. At least
Yeah.
like you don't want to go from championship caliber to not trying. You got to
We
keep
were
that
0-3.
mentality.
It was not looking good. The first
Oh, yeah,
games
3
were not
games.
good. VJ Edgecombe put like 40 points on us. It was not a good time.
So I am a little concerned about Jaylen Brown's injury. I'm not going to lie, because he is still in the running for MVP. Like he's still at least somewhere in there, and I just find it strange that. So I'm hoping his injury is not anything that is going to be nagging through the
I
playoffs.
think
That
it would be
that
more
does.
reported if it was really a concern. I don't know. Maybe not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
For
hoping
him
it's
to
just
miss 2 games is I don't know. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
I'm hoping it's just because he's played like almost every game this year. Hopefully they're just kind of trying to
I'm hoping.
give him some rest. Hopefully.
Yes. 100%. That's what I'm hoping, but I am a little like, I don't know. I just hope hope that that's all it is. One game I could see, two in a row does not seem like him at all. Not at this point in this year.
Yeah.
For some
Yeah,
reason,
we
I don't know.
we still want to get that 2 seed, so they wouldn't be resting him unless something was concerning, but we'll
Exactly.
see.
I mean, and we do want the two seed. I mean, that's why these next games are not, I think Bucks and Pelicans are only two easy games, right? Everything else is could be a challenge. But anyway,
Yep, you
I just
never
wanted to
know.
throw out, I'm a little concerned. I just hope JB is okay.
Well, we will see. Well, this has been it. Thanks for joining us, Connor. I'm sure we'll get you back for the playoffs, for sure. We're getting down to it here. 8 games remaining in the regular season. Um, and we'll be here for it. We'll see you next time. Go Celtics.
Go
Always a
Celtics.
pleasure.
Yeah.